Welcome back. I'm MTG Joe, and we haven't played any gameplay in a while. I'm still battling the flu, so I'm trying this out to see how my voice holds up before we do some more deck techs. I've missed some dailies, so just want to get those coins before Throne of Eldraine. So this is all standard cards, not rotation proof. This is one of my pet decks that I play off stream a lot. We've played it a couple times on stream at the end of videos, but this is my mono blue, I call it the artifact pile. Sorry about that. So the artifact pile. It is a Saheeli artifact token generating Mystic Forge, Artifact Matters, Affinity based Tezzeret, Golos Field of the Dead deck, all mashed up into one. But it's something that doesn't always work, but when it does, it's hilarious. But basically, I'll walk you through the cards. We are playing a best of one deck with a wish board because of Karn, the Great Creator. And what we are looking to do is abuse artifacts for synergy. So I'll walk you through the cards and explain their purpose in the deck. Mox Amber is just some ramp in the deck. It's a free artifact. Because we have like a bunch of colorless ones, it generates colorless mana, so it's not as good to go full 4 of, so I just usually play 2 of. Fountain of Renewal is to gain us life in the early game. You could usually win the late game, but we need to get to it. Guild Globe is basically colorless draw card. We can cycle with it, and in a pinch we can sacrifice it with our colorless mana to filter for the blue mana we need for the deck, or the light splash of black. Treasure Map is card filtering and card draw when we flip it, and could be card like just mana ramp within the deck. Scion and Saheeli both play very similar roles in the deck. They're both here to create tokens based on us casting a bunch of non-creature artifact spells. Sai has the upside of being able to sack 2 artifacts to draw a card. Saheeli so Sai gets Flying Thopters, Saheeli gets Servos. Saheeli's Servos can copy other creatures. So we can have Saheeli's Servo copy one of Karn, Scion of Ugin's constructs. So like I've had like 25 Scions before, and you copy to give it pseudo haste. 3 Chromatic Lanterns in the main. There's one in the sideboard to fetch with Karn. But this is basically how we can turn on Golos in this deck, and to just kind of filter our mana. We have both Karns. So this Karn is going to be our card advantage Karn. So it could draw us cards, and then it could also -2 to create really big creatures that the opponent has to deal with. Karn, the Great Creator, is mainly to fetch out situationally beneficial cards out of our sideboard. We have stuff like Sorcerer's Spyglass. We have like a whole bunch of other cards that are good in certain matchups that we can play through. And then late game we can just turn our things like, say, our Guild Globes into creatures if need be, or whatever it could be. Mystic Forge is another card draw engine in this deck. Basically, it's a experimental frenzy for the top of our library, but specifically for colorless cards that still lets us play the cards from our hand. And then we can tap it to pay a life to exile the top card of our library to keep the chain going. Golos, there's 2 of them in the deck. Golos can just fix our mana if need be. We have a bunch of utility lands. And then we also play Field of the Dead because we play so many different colorless lands. So we usually go fetch a field. And then for 7 mana, we can activate its ability to get a bunch of free stuff. Then we got a couple 6-drops. Flood of Tears was something new I was testing in the deck. We could usually draw through most of our deck, so it's a way to put everything back. And then it's a way that we can reset like our Tezzeret or Golos, whatever it may be. It also is kind of a board wipe in a way in the deck by bouncing all our opponent's stuff. We can reset our Guild Globes, our Treasure Maps, whatever it may be. Tezzeret is a win condition in the deck. Its plus ability can deal large chunks of damage to the opponent, gain us some life. In a pinch we can return an artifact, and then it's -8 if we... To be honest, I only use the +2 with it. +2 is usually you win the game. But more importantly is its static ability. Creatures and planeswalkers you control have affinity for artifacts, meaning they cost 1 less for each artifact you control, which a lot of times means I can cast, with Mystic Forge out, pretty much every card in our deck for free, and you just keep playing them off the top of your library. Ugin does a similar effect with colorless spells, reducing the cost. So your Karns become 2 mana, it's a card draw engine, and it's colorless removal. Mana base wise is a pile of cards, so it might be easier to show you this way. We got some islands, one of each duels, except Watery Grave where we have 2. This is to hit all our colors for Golos, but we're base blue. Then we have utility lands. We have Arch, Blast Zones, Cryptic Cave, some Field of Ruins, Field of the Dead, Interplanar Beacon fixes our mana for our Planeswalkers, Karn's Bastion to proliferate, Mobilized District, and the Void to scry. Sideboard wise, so we are playing best of 1 with this deck, but we have the ability to search. So this turns off Kethis combo, this can exile graveyards, this deals with token decks, this deals with Planeswalkers, Chaos Wand is versus like control matchups, Chromatic Lantern, if we have Golos out and we need the color fixing, we could search it up. Crucible of World versus the field matchup, we have Crucible Field of Ruin, so we can take out other lands. Golden Guardian is a fight spell, so it's a kind of removal on colors. Icy Manipulators versus like the Feather matchup, or when they go all in on one creature. Junk Troller is my tech to, because it's very easy for me to go through my entire deck with this deck, so we usually would play something like Nexus of Fate, but it's banned in best of 1, so I use this to just put cards on to the bottom of my library. God Pharaoh's statue is like a tax effect and kind of an alternative win condition where your opponent loses life. The Immortal Sun is a way to shut off like all the heavy Planeswalker decks. It does shut off our Planeswalkers, but when you need to kind of go off with it, you can sack it usually to Sai and then draw some cards. And the Meteor Golems just catch all removal in the deck. So that's pretty much the deck. I apologize in advance for my voice. I'm trying to gain whatever sound I can. And then hopefully I can do some more deck techs as well later today. But we'll run it through some best of 1s. I need to get my dailies out of the way, so we will play that. I don't care about my rank at this point, because we're not getting to Mythic, because I ain't got enough time to grind. Hey Net and Marley, how's it going? I'm going to be drinking a lot throughout the stream, just to keep my voice from cracking up. It's come at a really shitty time with all the throne hype. So I'll keep this hand. We got Temple on 1. Thanks, Pickles. It's a weird temperature-wise in the city right now, too. It is almost October, and it's over 30 degrees in Toronto. Do I want Sai as well? Probably. Depending on how aggressive the opponent is. So it's like, it's really hot outside, but I've been having a fever as well, and it's just like a weird mix of temperatures. I'm going to try to find another land. I actually don't mind that. The reason being is this gives us something to play the turn we play Sai up. And then we could play Sai, play this. If this is Field of the Dead, this could be, we still don't know what type of field deck it is. Okay, so we have Golos. This is harder tempo-wise.
We'll
So I was hoping to draw land next turn. Land we play Mystic Forge and kind of go off that. It can also filter our draws for more lands. Okay, so we didn't hit it, unfortunately, the land, but we can play these and start gaining a bunch of life. Might have made sense to play Sai there, to be honest. This looks like straight Bant. Oh, that sucks. We kept a kind of iffy hand, but 3 lands with like Saheeli. We could have probably been the Sai and been this, would have did us one deeper. But if we get to land, we can pretty much clean up our deck. Gain some life. Okay, so we have the reset. I'm just gonna try to find a land here. The fountains are pretty good. Okay, cool. We hit our land. Just gonna pass turn. They're gonna attack into Saheeli here. They do have a Field of Ruin for our Field of the Dead. So we just need to try to survive like a turn or two. We can field a Flood of Tears to reset, and then get Ugin down, and then try to drop our stuff for free. Interesting they didn't attack here. Feel like that's a free attack you take. I'm really interested in the that mono green Stompy list I posted. That's the one I'm probably going to be playing first, and then like the Garrick deck. Okay, so I want this lined, so I'm going to keep it on top. We'll just pass turn. We got blockers for the time being. We could come up the board pretty well against them. Mono green Stompy looks really fun. I did a Black-White's Knight deck that also seems pretty powerful. It's annoying. Okay, so Mystic Forge can filter for us if need be. That's basically a land in our deck. So I'll play it. They did it on our end step. Yeah, take a look. Like, the Phoenix list could be pretty strong too. It's a little tough to know. There's a lot of cards that are hard to gauge how good will be in this set. Like Rakdos aggro is pretty stable. Like, it's didn't change that much. Like the version that Jeff Hooglin played. Right now, it's probably one of my favorite to play, which is unusual because I usually don't like green smash creatures. I'm usually like an Esper Sultai control player. I want to have all the answers as much as possible. Okay, so we need this land, so I'm gonna be blocking here. So the reason we're doing this is I need the Mox Amber around with Saheeli to turn on colored mana. We're just trying to get to this Flood of Tears to pop off. We're one short, so let's go Golos here. Sec. Excuse me. So here I'm gonna get a... Could do Blast Zone. I could set up a Scry for the following turn. Probably just... Actually, let's do Field of Ruin. Field can take out one of these. We have a land on top, so I'm fine there. Just pass turn. So next turn, I can go Flood of Tears, bounce everything, get these all back to our hand, drop down a Golos, and then play out these other spells. This kind of resets their stuff. Maybe we'll get another Hydroid Crisis. Yeah, Ferment Pickle. So if you check out on Aether Hub, so I did deck techs on my YouTube channel already for like 5 or 6 decks where I highlight, but I'll send you the link where everything's on my Aether Hub account. So it's like a site similar to MTG Goldfish. I write articles on that site. So let me send you. You can check it out here. Anything with like the ELD like badge at the front are all kind of new standard decks. Interesting this opponent keeps not attacking. So here... so here I'm gonna pay the life with Mystic Forge. They might have Scape Shift, to be honest. So... let's... oh, you don't actually do anything. Oh, that's awkward. So we'll play this, bounce back everything to our hand. See what they do here. Yeah, so any of the lists that I update, I'll put onto the site there. So I'll just play it out like that. So Golos gets us another land here. Yeah, they have Scape Shift. This is probably enough to kill us. So we'll see how many zombies they get. Yeah, so I'm going to just use those as working notes. Basically, any deck list that I play on stream, or any of the brews that I make, I always put them on Aether Hub. I think they'll get enough to kill us here. 34, yeah. They got us. We stumbled on lines there too much. There should also be the extension, like on the right-hand side here, that if you hover over the overlay, you can see the current deck list that we're playing. Okay, so Scape Shift's probably the hardest matchup for this deck. We have a hard time interacting at it like an instant speed Scape Shift. Like even that game, we hit our Flood of Tears, but we stumbled too many turns on mana. And that's part of the reason why I don't play more Mox Ambers in the deck. We saw there with Golos, I couldn't float any more mana. I will keep this hand. So usually I do like... if you only support Arena, the easiest way is just either following on Twitch, or honestly if you follow on... like subscribe on YouTube. It just helps with like the algorithm. They play like a short, like 5-second ad at the beginning. If you like as well, you can subscribe on Twitch. It's a couple $2 a month, but whatever works out best for you. I'm really not trying to do this as something making like a fortune. I'm just basically what I want to make off the game is just put more back into it. I enjoy streaming. So I'm just going to go Lantern here. I enjoy Magic. I enjoy playing. So this is a way that I can basically play at a relative low cost and then interact with people and kind of brew. I can't get out to local game stores as much now, so it's another way around. So we're taking a lot of damage here. I do want to hit a land, so... we're one short of Psy as well. I'm gonna go Guild Globe. Guild Globe. Okay, so we got the land. Treasure map. So Flooded Tears is a way we can just kind of tempo and then play out Karn. Not as much locally. I'll usually go to like Magic Fest Toronto every year, mostly just to like vend, and then I'll play some side events. I sometimes go to pre-release, but with Arena pre-release coming up so often, yeah, we're probably too slow this game. Because the problem here too is we don't get the Flooded Tears value. We don't get to put anything into play. Most of my paper collection I sold to buy my gaming PC. So I have like a Maelstrom Wander EDH deck, and then black-white Planeswalkers in Modern. Yeah, we're dead. This has Trample as well. So let's see what we can do here. Opponent GG's us. Just do this. Let's see what they have. Marauding Raptor gets haste. We can block the 4 here. Block the 1 there. Oh, they got Galta. haven't been able to go off. So usually with this deck, like I've been keeping a couple loose hands. You usually want some sort of artifact on turn 1 or 2 just to get it going. Like in that game, if we had one more, Flooded Tears would have been a lot more useful. Probably keep this. Guild Globe's a free draw. And then Mystic Forge and Karn start getting us advantage. Worst case, Karn just goes and gets us the Chromatic Lantern out of the sideboard. I might need to splash a little bit more black in this deck and just play Ritualist it. I think I catch us up early game. Sorry. Voice is still giving out. Alright, so we're hitting our lands. Fountain's actually pretty good against an aggro-based deck. Would have been better last turn, obviously, but Jund Stompy. So I'm gonna sack this for blue, just to get outside. Doesn't do as much against Steel Leaf, but it's something. It could give us quite a few tokens against the other things in the deck. I feel like today's going to be the day. Oh, Sarkhan's and Sealing. I like what the opponent's playing. Saheeli's not bad for future. Actually, against this board state, we need lines. I can do Karn, can get Meteor Golem. I can get the other guy too.
I battle for the forces of good. I will not stop.
I can go Icy Manipulator. I can go Guardian Golem. Let's probably go Guardian Golem. No attacks here. So Guardian Golem can fight if need be, or Inferno Hellion.
Farewell, and thank you for the lesson.
Opponent's deck, sweet. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. It's got Trample that comes through. Alright, I don't know what's happening today. My decks are feeling like me today. What this deck really wants is like a 2-mana Accelerant. If like Mind Stone was in the format, it'd be really good. Okay, so this hand's really good. Mox Amber doesn't really do much right now, but we can hold it. Fountain on 1 is usually a good start. Guild Globe draws us, hopefully get a 4th line for Karn. The new set is going to give a lot of cool artifacts. Glass Casket is something I really like. The 2-mana exile. Target creature with CMC 3 or less. You got the 5/4 mill guy. All like Folio Follies. My guess is they take Karn here. This Karn. Probably take the wand out of the... Ooh, they get Creator. So the Lifelink's not going to be as relevant in this matchup, which is of course the game we draw it. This is against Esper. So we got Field of the Dead for next turn. Just go Guild Globe here. Okay, we got Watery Grave past turn. there's no real value of playing the Mox Amber now. If they thought Erasure it, they do. Drawing the field in this matchup's actually pretty good. That way if we flood out, we can always have the assurance of more lands, or more creatures from their lands. So we'll go field next turn and then drop the island. Depends what you want to get out of the arena. With it being a completely net new standard, we really have no clue what's going to be like the premier deck right now. There's a lot of powerful cards there, but if you're just looking to play something that you enjoy, then you can look at that. Depending what cards you have, like I did post a rotation proof mono green Stompy list. If you have some of those cards right now, here I'll find the list. Where'd you go? Okay, they got Little Tef. Them bouncing the Fountain doesn't really do anything. Why can't I find you? So I'm gonna keep Golos here. My guess is they don't give us Golos.
Until you have lived as a statue.
Because I want to draw Golos, so I'm going to create the creature. Let me find that Stompy list. So this is the... Oh, they do Oath-Kai on Karn. So we got punished a little bit there. Sorry, let me get back to the game. Because we have Golos here. I'm gonna shock in. Let's take out Tef here.
You just let me know if you're up.
If you only started 2 weeks ago, I would just wait up right now. There's gonna be an event where you get all the cards in standard to play with for free. So in this matchup, we have Ugin for next turn. I'm probably just going to get a Scry to set up draws. Actually, Blast Zone's probably good here. If they have like a Planeswalker threat. Ugin starts making our stuff cost free, so now we want a Mystic Forge. Or we want a Chromatic Lantern off the top. Yeah, play that event where you see everything free. If you're really unsure of like what style of deck you enjoy playing, I would probably wait from crafting, especially because you want to build like a good tier deck. Yeah, no, it is. Like the mono red decks, like the Cavalcade decks, aren't too many rares. I think they're usually like 8 to 10 rares to begin with. I've been playing since open beta though. So like I've played a lot, and I've thrown about $50 minimum each
I know my
set release. And then I'm playing pretty much every day.
Oh, I've done.
Them bouncing Golos is free value for us, so I am more than happy to take that. So I'm gonna go Ugin here because it makes our Golos cheaper.
I came into being long before your night. Ether itself.
That gets us another land. And then we can just drop our hand. So this is kind of where you see the interaction. If we get Mystic Forge out, we're in a lot.
This is hardly my worst.
We're getting a lot of kind of free value out. Now they need to deal with the board. I'm going to hold out one more turn. Because I could start making this token bigger and just start attacking the opponent. So the Mox Amber will start being more relevant. I'm just trying to see if we draw Sai or Saheeli to get some value off that. If we draw Saheeli, it depends on how many like ranked matches and stuff they get. If it's just like a super casual format, I'm more interested in Brawl. I'm always kind of more of an EDH player. So to have that option in here, like probably a good chunk of it, well, at least half the channel will be Brawl. So we're punished here. They're going to take our Golos. But it seems like they're only doing like ranked queues like every so often. There won't be a or like queues for Brawl. It's going to be direct challenge, which is a little annoying. So we have Arch to draw cards if need be. So Fountain's free, so you play it out. Karn's good because Karn will get us whatever we want for this matchup. So I can draw a card, but I think we just attack in this turn. And I might just want to start charging up this Blast Zone since we have an opening here. They're going to be able to flip a Scanta if they want. That'll get them their 5th land. That could then get them a Teferi. Oh, they put it in hand. So they're not flipping it this turn. I might put this on 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can put it to 4. See what they bounce here. It's probably this.
Thank me later.
Yep, that's fine.
Here we go.
I'm gonna go the card draw route this turn. Okay, so another land. Just go my turn. This life gain's actually not too bad against Othakaya. So I'm gonna scry because I want to see what's on top. We also get the zombies now. Karn's Bastion doesn't do too much. Here I'm actually gonna get rid of the search for a Scanta.
My plans do not include you.
Attack 1 into our opponent here. Just that's like the 3rd Teferi we've killed.
It's only a matter of time.
Here we draw another card, but I think we just play it out same as last game. Because if they get 3 mana to or 5 mana to Fairy, I'm gonna probably want to answer that. Karn will get the wand that lets us cast instants or sorceries from their library, so we can get like Thought Erasures, any of their removal. Probably that, or actually I probably just get Spyglass and name Big Teferi. They'll usually play 1 Liliana or 1 Ugin as an alternate condition, but that's probably our best bet. Okay, they go the Elder Spell.
This experience still proved useful.
We're still missing Lions. We go Kaya here.
I like a good fight. Notice I didn't say fair.
So they can exile one of our tokens. We'll see what they decide to do, if any. They exile Golos.
What's up ahead? I'm gone for
I can
now.
put this on 3
not
actually, just
forever.
blow up both of those. It deals with that, then we can just focus on dealing damage to our opponent. So let's pop this first. Nice thing is we don't really have much on 3 right now. Get the zombie. Get a Chromatic Lantern. So now we're kind of going off. If we draw Golos, we can activate it. So this is basically what the deck... Yeah, White Black Knights is... There was a lot of Knights. Like, I cut out a lot of things. Even with the Simic Flash deck, I didn't do Wildborn Preserver in mine, because I think Brineborn Cutthroat's better. But, like, there's a lot of good cards. Like, even Mono Green Stompy. Like, I just kept adding cards. The initial list was, like... I think, like, 65, 70 cards. So we're gonna have to get rid of this Tef. I want this Karn to, like, actually do stuff. Okay, so we got a Mobilized District, which is actually not that bad. I'm gonna play it safe. They could have a Tyrant Scorn here.
That will go according to plan.
We got a lot of mana too, so yeah, we still have 4 mana. Oh, Mystic Forge. Alright, let's go. Okay, so Chromatic Lantern, do we want? Probably. We can play it anyways. Play the Legion's End. It's not the end of the world. We've dealt with a lot of their threats so far. That also means they don't have a Kaya's Wrath or Carnarium. They're eventually going to kill these. Come on. Guess wrong. Guess wrong. Which one do you choose? Ah, they guessed right. Damn it. Okay, let's see what we can do. So... Do you? Cast Ugin. Ugin makes our stuff cheaper.
My presence alone will
So,
guide you towards
cast Lantern. Cast Lantern. Play Field of Ruin. We get a zombie. We will take them off the... Doesn't matter. Let's take them off Garla Shrine. This shuffles our library. Try to get another artifact. Also gets us another zombie. So we still have that on top. Ugin lets us play that. Okay, so we have Saheeli for next turn. I'll keep that.
Before you.
So this is basically what the deck's looking to do. We just cast a bunch of stuff for free off it. Saheeli will turn on the Mox Amber as well, so it's more on mana. Okay, that's actually fine. We get those cards for free. Karn costs 2. And then I'm going to go get Sorcerer's Spyglass with Karn. Alrighty. Ooh, we got Golos as well. So, let's get this going.
Prepare to marvel at my masterpieces.
So this might be enough to stop them and get them to concede.
You will not threaten this world.
Get you. Spyglass costs 0. Yeah. That's basically what I'm trying to do with the deck. That just wasn't working the first few games. But when you get the engine of like Ugin out with Mystic Forge, it's awesome. Yeah, like you're just chaining together like a bunch of guild globes, stuff like that. I want them for Historic to bring back what is it? Kaladesh, so I can play Mono Blue Storm again with Aetherflux Reservoir. That was my like one of the most fun decks that we could play. You're just like dirtling around, cycling a bunch of artifacts. There's a bunch of good ones that they came out with. So I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm gonna go Fountain on 1. Opponent goes first. I'm actually gonna wait. I'm gonna see what the opponent goes with. If it's an aggro deck, then I will. Otherwise, I'm just gonna curve with field. Actually, it probably makes sense regardless. They have Beacon. So this is likely Jeskai Super Friends, which we're gonna have a hard time with. Oh, it's a mono red Chandra. So I'm going to put an upkeep stop here. I'm going to scry on my upkeep so I can play Field of the Dead. And then we get Ugin out next turn. Shivan Fire. So probably just want more action. Okay, Mystic Forge is good. Just pass the turn. I'm probably gonna get... I don't know. Artifacts is always one that's tough to kind of gauge. It's all about the synergy.
Basically anything.
I think here I need to name... Okay, so we got Saheeli, but I don't have the lands to cast Saheeli. Okay, so we go you. Gonna go Karn. Karn actually shuts off Regulator. I can make my thing attack into Chandra.
Some solutions must be built.
Okay, let's do that. This will distract them for a bit.
I'm telling
I need a blue mana. This hand gets a lot better as soon as I can draw a blue source. This does expose our treasure map.
Hey, these little guys are great.
They'll hit Karn for 4 here.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Oh, you do Planeswalkers? Oh, that's a little unfortunate. I thought you only did creatures. So we did get punished there. Okay, so we have the Guild Globe. Yeah, I probably should have scryed first. Okay, gets us another land. Just pass the turn. I'm gonna go Saheeli next turn. So we'll have 6 mana. 7. So Saheeli really costs 4, so I can go Saheeli 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I could Saheeli and Sai and play the Mox Amber. I did a standard 2020 big like Chandra deck. I'll try to do the big red one. I gotta still do the mono red one.
Be bad for you.
I did like 6 deck techs yesterday, like all the videos, so just trying to get through those.
Fiery friends.
So I'm just gonna pop this on. We need a way to get rid of this Chandra. The ultimate, they can deal 7 damage. Okay, so gotta tap this correctly. Blue, red, blue. Cast Saheeli.
Behold, new wonders.
Cast Sai. Cast Mox Amber. The Void gets us a zombie, but I think we... Yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think of it. So we were 1 mana off, unfortunately, from casting the Mystic Forge. But we'll just pass the turn here. Mystic Forge can hopefully start getting going now. They can do this twice. They can get 2 card draws. They
No
opt to
problem
not.
fire can't solve.
Oh, that is absolutely terrifying. So they go all after Saheeli. Oh, they go to negative here. Okay, it's not the end of the world.
Magnificent!
Find your fires of passion within.
Okay, so we got Golos. I think we go Golos here. need to get... probably... I have enough for Mystic Forge as well. I can get Blast Zone to try to pump it up. But I think we need to scry here. Yeah, so get that out of the way. I'm just trying to make enough 1/1s. So now I can block their flyers at least. We're obviously pretty weak to if they have... Okay, so I think that's all we can do this turn. Just pass turn. So we have we have all the colors for Golos next turn, so I can activate Golos. They can minus... Oh, they could only do this to a planeswalker. They can't do it to a creature.
Oh, it's you burning.
So we can block their flyers with Sarkin, which is actually okay. Deals X damage to up to 3 creatures. X equals 4. That could get around. 1, 2, 3.
Come on, Chandra, remember that spell.
Interesting.
I will not give up.
They can plus up here. If they send it all at Saheeli, I'm just gonna let them take it. If they come after us, then we'll block. Okay, so we're obviously just gonna block here. So the nice thing is I can set up with Mystic Forge to make sure I get what I want off Golos. Let's attack first. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
Listen to them. I will consume you.
I'm an idiot.
Watch this.
I'm an idiot. That was a mistake. That doesn't deal with that either.
You call that a hit?
So tap you for blue. Tap you. I need Ugin down somehow. Should work. 1, 2. Keep this one. Play that. Play this. Gaining the life sack's pretty good here too.
I am ancient.
So get rid of Sarkin.
I bathe in ghost fire.
I think I want to keep Golos. Golos for next turn lets us... I don't think we can play anything else, so let's just go like that. So it's a pretty good turn rebuilding. Yeah, some of the decks are going to be a little bit more expensive. I'll do a bunch of budget decks once the set releases. I usually like to play with some of the cheaper cards first to get a feel for the set before. Okay, so they got... Oh, that just absolutely rocks us, Big Chandra. Sarkin goes up. So I think we're dead regardless. That's... 12 in the air. Yeah, they got us.
Who are you to call me mad?
Okay, so I misplayed that one with Golos. I shouldn't have attacked. I forgot about the Sarkin static ability. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Played about 50 minutes or so with this deck. I'm going to try to do some of the deck techs. Get those up. My voice is coming back a bit so I can actually talk. Most likely will be streaming all day Thursday. I'm just trying to figure it out with work. So I'll be playing all new decks for Throne of Eldraine Standard. As always, thanks for tuning in, and if you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a follow here on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and have a great one.